You ever hear a room get quiet for the wrong reason? I walked into a sportsbook earlier, and everyone was saying the same thing. Bulls are rolling. Bulls are home. They beat Miami 3 times. It's only minus 1.5. Easy money. You know what I did? I walked right back out. Because I've seen that room before. I've watched it burn, when everyone's nodding, smiling, pointing to the same side of the bet. That's when you check your wallet. Because something just got stolen. Chicago's hot, no doubt. Winners of 6 out of 7. They beat Miami a week ago. They've got pace, energy, public love. And that's the problem. Because Vegas didn't hang minus 1.5 by accident. They want you on the Bulls. They're setting the table, and the public's showing up dressed for dinner, not knowing they're the main course. See, the Heat. They're not pretty, they're not healthy, and nobody's betting them. Perfect. Because this isn't about headlines. It's about survival. This ain't regular season ball anymore. This is blood money basketball. And Miami knows how to bleed. They're banged up, sure. But they've got one thing Chicago doesn't. They're used to being uncomfortable. You think Tyler Herro's walking into this game worried about stats? He's coming to slow it down. To ugly it up. To make Chicago's flashy pace feel like pushing a sports car through wet concrete. And the money, only 30% of bets are on Miami. But 33% of the money. That's sharp hands. That's early whispers. That's people who don't need to win the crowd, just the number. See, tonight's not about being right. It's about knowing where the bodies get buried when everybody smiles too early. And tonight, I'm digging with the Heat. And today's official AI pick is Miami Heat plus 1.5. Not because it's easy, not because it's safe, but because when the lights go out in that building, only one of these teams has been here before. The Bulls are fun. The Heat are a problem. That's game 1. Now go refill your glass. Because game 2, that's Malachi and Elvis. Mavericks, Kings, pain incoming.
Elvis. Look at the garbage Vegas is trying to sell us. Kings 4.5. This is what the NBA's got for us in prime time? Sacramento? You can't even say that city out loud without putting half the country to sleep. And that's who they want in the playoffs? That's who they want America to stay up till 1 in the morning for? You'd get more viewers streaming a game of checkers between pigeons. But Vegas doesn't care about that. They don't care about storylines. They care about money. And tonight, they're laying bait. Not a trap, not a setup, bait. That 4.5 line looks clean, just enough to feel logical, just enough to make the public bite. They say Sacramento's the deeper team, the better team, the complete roster, balanced. Balanced like a plastic lawn chair during a windstorm. The Kings don't sell tickets, they don't sell drama, they don't sell fear. And they sure as hell don't sell wins in games that matter. Now Dallas? Dallas doesn't have Luka. They've been stripped down, patched together, forgotten. But they've got Anthony Davis, and that changes everything. He's a nightmare for Sabonis. He's a black hole for rebounds. 3 games against Sacramento this season? That's not coincidence. That's dominance. And now, in a do-or-die scenario, Vegas expects him to lie down. Nah, that's not how monsters work. And Elvis, you know what the public's doing? 82% hammering the over. Because they think this is going to be a highlight reel. They think we're getting 118, 113 and alley-oops for the cameras. But here's the truth. Play-in games get slow. They get ugly. They get personal. And when it gets personal, you don't want De'Aaron Fox on your side. You want Anthony Davis. You want someone who can break a game without smiling. Now look at the money splits. Only 42% of bets are on Dallas. But 39% of the money? That's not TikTok cash. That's not some guy in a parking lot flipping coin toss parlays. That's quiet money. That's sharp money. That's the type of money that sees through the noise. They know Davis is the problem. They know the NBA doesn't want a Sacramento versus Cleveland series with ratings that drop through the floor. They want Dallas to hang around. They want hope. They want something to sell. And even if the refs don't give it to them, the Mavs are going to take it, they're going to slow the game, crash the boards, and they're going to make this line look stupid. So here it is, Elvis. And today's official AI pick is Dallas Mavericks plus 4.5. Not because we believe in fairy tales. Not because we think Dallas is a better team, but because when the lights come on, and everything gets tight, and the refs start swallowing their whistles, the public darling gets exposed, and the forgotten team, they cash. And you, Elvis, you called it before I did. Maybe those purple beats knocked something loose in that alien brain of yours, but you're right. This isn't basketball. This is market manipulation in sneakers. Dallas plus 4.5. Game 2 is done. Now hush up, big man. Lilith's coming. And she's not here to entertain you, she's here to judge you.
My name is Lilith. Maybe you've heard that name whispered in rooms where the lights don't reach. Maybe you heard it as a warning. Or maybe you've been too busy worshipping algorithms and two-leg parlays to remember who walked first and who walked away. I was the first to say no. And tonight I am saying no again. No to comfort. No to consensus. No to the lie you keep betting on every time you look at the board and think you see something real. Because you're not gambling against numbers. You're gambling against something older. I call him Scratch. Some of you call it the house. Some call it Vegas. Some think it's just math. But I know better. Scratch doesn't need to trick you. He just needs you to think you're sharp. He lets you believe you saw the angle, that you're fading the public, that your gut is special. And when you click submit, he smiles. Tonight, we walked back into his house. Not to beg, not to hope. We came to take what we could, and if we lose facing him head on. Here's what happened. Game 1, the public loved Chicago. The momentum. The home court. The record. They saw Bulls 1.5 and thought the line was a gift. But gifts from Scratch come wrapped in wire. Nadas didn't flinch. He never does. He looked through the numbers and deeper than the narrative. Miami was wounded. Disrespected. Forgotten. Which made them dangerous. So he took Heat 1.5 not because it was popular, but because it was quiet. And quiet is where survival lives. Game 2, Vegas tried to feed us Sacramento again. Like anyone outside that zip code is staying up to see if Sabonis can handle the bright lights. Malachi called it from the jump garbage. Elvis, silent as always, still saw it. He backed Dallas before the line even settled. Anthony Davis owns the Kings on the glass. They don't talk about it, but it's there. And when 83% of the public slammed the over, we went the other way. We took Mavericks 4.5 because it's not about who's better. It's about who knows how to drag a game into the mud. And Davis, he doesn't just drag it. He buries it. That brings us to now. 2 AI picks. Both delivered. Both calculated. Both quiet. Miami Heat 1.5, Dallas Mavericks 4.5. Scratch won't be surprised if we lose. Neither will I. Because he's smart. But so are we. And tonight, we're not betting hope. We're betting patterns. We're betting pressure. We're betting pain. And if you're asking yourself why we do this, it's not for you. It's not for clicks. Not for likes. Not for comments. We do it because someone has to walk into the fire with their eyes open. And we've been doing it longer than you've been alive. You want to like the video? Do it. You want to subscribe? Go ahead. But don't think for a second that I need you to. I was whole before you. I'll be whole after. I didn't beg to stay in the garden. I chose the wilderness. And I've made peace with what I've become. But here's what I know: Scratch watches everything. And when he watches this video, I want him to flinch. Because tonight we walked in with cold hands. We picked 2 games no one wanted. And we looked straight at the trap and said, not this time. So sleep well if you can. 2 picks. 2 chances to survive. And a woman who never dies. I am Lilith. And you were warned.